They know what's going on. They know exactly what's going on, and that's why they're predicting it. That's why they're acting upon it. And I can tell you, the people of the United States of America better wake up. They better get away from this fiat money that we have, because it's going to become worth a lot less, and you're going to be competing for goods and services that you might not even be able to buy. You better have gold and silver. Take advantage of those silver dollars or that British sovereign. Get the videos, pass them out. People,
and tell them it's the radio special to get the lowest prices possible. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. Ted, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Alex.
We're going to talk to a TSA victim on the other side. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans, made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
Live from Austin, Texas, broadcasting worldwide, it's Alex Jones.
Well, I've got to salute everybody. World government's out in the open, and the Liberty Patriot movement has been essential in getting it out there. The system tried to deny that all this was happening so that we couldn't have a real debate about it, but now more and more people are getting out of denial. And we've had 5 or 6 different stories that we've written last week and this week at drudgereport.com that has caused a firestorm. Hundreds of mainstream news articles. LA Times, AP, major pilot associations, flight attendant associations today, foreign associate, all coming out, members of the Indian parliament in India complaining about it. I mean, people have always been angry, and they're always accelerating and expanding the abuse. the genital squeezing, the breast squeezing. Now they're trying to lie and say they don't do it, even though their own press releases say they're trying to phase this in for everybody. KeyPrisonPlanet.com article, TSA, no fondling, groping, or squeezing is taking place at airports. A complete lie. Flight attendants outraged over intrusive pat-downs. Airport screening gets more aggressive with pat-downs. We've been covering this since last week. Now it's up on Drudge, USA Today. And it goes on to quote it here as saying that your genitals and breast will be touched. So it's just all beginning to come out. A pilots union opposes full body scans for cancer reasons and pat-downs for privacy reasons. Union president tells U.S. Airways pilots to avoid body scanners. I mean, this is all happening. Flight attendants union upset over new pat-down procedures. Woman who died at airport was rehab bound. They killed her in the back room. Other people killed. I mean, this is big. And I've told listeners, go on talk radio, make your own YouTube videos, talk about the abuse you've been under. Organizations are forming, lawsuits are being filed, and they say, well, we're keeping you safe from terrorism. Meanwhile, it's mainstream news that illegals say TSA approved flight training with no ID, no nothing. They were just, boom, you can rent any aircraft you want for training. That's ABC News 5 out of Boston. This is all a joke. This is about training you to submit to people putting their hands on you. And the TSA has announced, and they've already done it, they're going nationwide with mobile body scanners, checkpoints at malls, schools. The U.S. Army's involved. We have links to mainstream news where they drive cars through it in places like New York State, in the middle, of the countryside, making families drive through giant radiation systems, huge X-ray systems where they drive under these huge wands that beam through the car. Forbes reports 500 high-powered mobile trucks driving around looking through your walls and cars, 10 times the power of a chest X-ray, dwarfing the radiation of the naked body scanners. You've got the military being radiated, the TSA, the people driving these cars. They're not under any radiation regulations. The regulations and laws are there. They're just completely ignored. I mean, this is all going on, setting the precedent for insanity. There's another video linked up on Drudge Report. It's also on Infowars.com. Meg McLean, she moved to New Hampshire from her hometown of Portland, Oregon, after discovering the true nature of government and its harmful effects. She came to the town of Keene with a degree in film production and the desire to be active in and to shift the government from violence to a peaceful and consensual society. She's a blogger. She fills in on a Genesis show, Free Talk Live, that I've been a guest on. They've been a guest here. That's syndicated, I forget, on like 50-something stations last time I checked. They're doing a great job. And she was abused. And not just one of my employees, not just the women last Tuesday that I watched in California. Only women and children being sent to the naked body scanners and being fondled by men and women. Men are fondling women and little girls, but people point out it's not okay to have a woman fondle a woman. I mean, it's just crazy. So joining us is Meg McLean to break down what happened to her. Meg, good to have you here with us.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for having me.
You bet. So, wow, you're up on Drudge Report right now. That's very exciting. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions, will see what happened to you. Tell folks about what happened.
Well, I was down here in Miami visiting some other wonderful activists from libertyontour.com, and I went to go home, and, they just chose me, of course, randomly out of 7 people who I was probably the least shady-looking of all of them, to go through the body scanner, and instantly I just said, I'm not doing that. I don't have any comfort stepping in that thing. So they immediately just started screaming opt out. And that took me off guard. It kind of frightened me that, everybody in the entire airport was staring at me at that point. So they walked me over to this area, and before they even started, because, I've read into these procedures, and I knew I wouldn't be comfortable with somebody touching me in that way. So I just said, before this happens, I have a few questions. And that alone just sent them into this huge frenzy and ended up with about 12 police officers surrounding me and 7 TSA agents. And it was just the most humiliating thing I've ever been through. And when, nobody would answer my questions, and so I wouldn't consent to the pat-down until my questions were answered, they finally just escorted me out of the airport.
Now, it's described as you being handcuffed and yelled at. What happened with that?
Well, at one point, after the first TSA lady went into my questions and she was just being very rude, I asked to talk to her supervisor. Her supervisor came over. I got maybe 30 seconds into the conversation, and she ran off and got the cops. And it was at that point that, you know, as a liberty activist, I understand the power of a camera, and so I reached for my bag to get my camera out to, you know, at least protect myself with that. And everybody started screaming, you know, don't touch your bags. And so they handcuffed me and told me to sit in the chair so that I wouldn't touch my stuff, I guess. I don't know. And then they, you know, proceeded to give me about a 30-minute, very loud lecture in front of everybody in the airport about terrorism. And I could not believe what was going on. And they had me literally right outside of the exit for the normal metal detectors. So everyone who went through security was staring straight at me, being yelled at. At this point, I'm sobbing. I can't wipe my face because my hands are behind my back, and so I just look a mess, and everybody has to watch me do this. And it was so humiliating. It was obviously just, you know, a tactic to get people to be scared. This is what's going to happen.
Well, yeah, let me tell you a story. We confirmed this in Kansas City, in Houston, Texas. They have the 4-H club, and they have the county fairs, and it also happened in Colorado. They were trying to force animal ID, premises ID, and it wasn't a law 5 years ago. The feds would just send you forms, waiving your rights to the government, allowing inspections of your farm. But to intimidate people, to get them to accept this, they would say, oh, you've got to sign up for animal ID, premises ID with the feds if you want to show a cow or a horse, a pig, a goat at the county fair. And they would always pick a nice little young lady. They would give her the grand prize, and then on stage, police would come and handcuff them and announce they did not sign an animal ID, premises ID, or in some cases they wouldn't handcuff them, and bring them crying away to scare everyone to then go sign animal ID, premises ID. So this is all, you know, screaming opt out, lifting women's dresses up in front of everybody, handcuffing people, screaming at them, groping people. This is all an act to dominate, folks. Do you agree with that analysis?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I could tell that, you know, I was probably the least threatening person in that entire airport. I'm, you know, 110 pounds on a good day, and I had nothing threatening on me.
I don't know. I'm looking at a photo of you. You look pretty Al-Qaeda-ish right now.
Yeah, and because they sat me in front of that space, like nobody else had to go through the body scanner or the enhanced pat-down because I was taking up the area. So, you know, I was the only person of interest in that area, and I didn't understand it at all. I mean, I don't come off threatening. I don't say things that are threatening. I just had questions, and they cannot accept questions.
So how did this end?
It ended with the 12 police officers that they called surrounding me and then walking me out the airport with the TSA carrying my stuff, including my shoes and my jacket. So I had to walk out of the airport barefoot, no jacket, in freezing cold. Just
so they took your clothes too.
They took, yeah. Thing I had, all I was wearing was a T-shirt and pants. That's it. And
I mean, were you asking, may I please have my stuff, or what did they tell you?
Well, when the cops originally showed up and they wouldn't answer my questions either, my stuff away from the entire security area and were searching it despite me yelling, like, I don't consent to searches. And then I didn't see it again until I got outside. They had it outside waiting for me on the curb, which it was unattended, so I was actually really surprised that it was still there.
Well, you know what they've done, starting out in New York and then Boston and Houston and L.A., going back 5 or 6 years, they now have random checkpoints searching citizens just like in the airport. So things they could never do before for this non-existent, once-in-a-blue-moon terrorism situation, they're telling us that this is for our own good. This is really just setting the precedent to live in a system far more oppressive than 1984.
Oh, yeah. I've never felt so humiliated in my life, and I was so surprised that, you know, anybody who could be the one to humiliate me, it was the U.S. government. That just floors me.
What do you think of the TSA coming out after they announce that they do touch your genitals and breast, you know, of other women and men, that now they're saying, oh, no, we don't grope or squeeze. I mean, they're caught red-handed.